She's a novelist and a short story writer, master of the sunny mood that turns to terror in a single sentence. But her statements are not dark for the sake of darkness, rather for the bitter truth that's in them. Today, Bergen Stage's Radio Theater presents one of the most well-known of the Shirley Jackson stories, The Lottery.
Floyd! Floyd Summers, you get up out of that bed.
Oh, it ain't 7 yet.
Of course it ain't. Now you get up, you hear? It's lottery day.
Now, Dickie, eat your cereal.
I don't want no more, Ma.
You eat up your cereal because you ain't gonna have nothing but sandwiches till supper time.
Sandwiches?
You heard me. I'm not gonna cook no 3 hot meals on lottery day.
All right, Davy, that's enough for the chickens.
Shoo!
Come on now, son. We gotta fork hay down for the cows. Won't be back all day.
Ma coming too? Just like Sunday for church?
Yep, that's right. All folks from the town line will be in today for the lottery.
I can't find my collar stud. Who took my collar stud?
Now just don't fret, Grandpa. It's around here somewhere.
If I can't find my collar stud, I ain't going. There's 77 lotteries I've been to. Never missed the one. Laura, you find my collar stud, you hear?
The morning of June 27th was clear and sunny, with the fresh warmth of a full summer day. The flowers were blossoming, and the grass on the town green in front of the bandstand was a nice warm summer green. The folks in the village and the farmers inside the township line began to gather in the square between the post office and the bank by about 10 o'clock. School was recently over for the summer, and the feeling of liberty sat uneasily on most of them. They tended to gather together quietly for a while before they broke into boisterous play.
1, 2, 3.
Bobby Martin and Harry Jones were sitting in front of the post office swapping stones. Bobby had his pockets full already, nice, smooth, round ones. The girls stood aside, talking among themselves and looking over their shoulders at the boys, and the very small children rolled in the dust or clung to the hands of the older brothers and sisters.
Morning, John.
Morning, Mr. Summers.
Nice day for lottery, ain't it?
Yes.
I ran yesterday up to the North Village. They got to start the lottery a day ahead to get it done. 200 families.
That's right.
Yep. Got to hustle to get the lottery over with up there. Won't take us more than maybe a couple of hours.
Seems longer.
That's the way it is with the lottery. I was talking it over with Mrs. Summers. It's the suspense makes time go slow.
Not slow enough.
You draw this year, don't you?
I guess so.
Yeah, that's the rule, all right. Stranger in town draws his second year.
Morning, Mr. Summers. John.
Ma'am?
Morning, Mrs. Delacroix. In early, I see.
Well, I don't get up to the village often. George don't like to leave the stock. You going to have the store open after?
Most likely. Didn't used to be done.
Well, you got to be more modern, I always say. Excuse me, won't you? Martin's has just got in. It's a nice day for it, though. You can't say that for a fact.
Can't you go faster, Pa? We'll miss everything.
Oh, don't worry, Davy. We'll get there in plenty of time.
I want to go into Summer's store after to get some patterns. Elsie Dunbar told me he's got some new ones in for short-waisted figures.
Let's not talk about it, Tessie.
What do you mean? I've got that flowered stuff left over from last year, and if I can get a good pattern...
I don't want to talk about after.
Oh.
Come on, Pa. Can we go no faster?
All right. Up there. Yeah. Up. Up there. I was talking to John Gunderson.
The school teacher?
Mm-hmm. He's got a draw this year.
It's only right. Second year in town.
I told him I was thinking of packing and moving out.
Bill Hutchinson, you crazy?
I told him I was going to pack the wagon and tie the stock on the end of it and just move out.
You mean just leave the farm?
That's right. I was going to do it before the lottery day this year.
That's crazy, Bill. Where would you settle? Why, your folks have farmed that ground since heaven knows when.
Yep, I know. I was just going to move out. It's too late now.
Oh, Bill. You talk the same way every year. No sense to it.
No. There's no sense to it.
A woman sees things like this. Clearer. You just don't think about it, that's all. You come in for the lottery, then go to Summers and buy something nice, talk to folks. Why don't you look at it that way, Bill?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. School teacher agreed with me, though. Go on, get up there.
That's the way, Pa. Hurry up. We'll miss all the fun.
Soon the men began to gather, standing around smoking, looking at the kids, talking about planting, rain, tractors, taxes. You know. Dickie Delacroix and a couple of kids had made a great pile of stones in one corner of the square, and they were playing King of the Hill on it. The men stood together, away from the pile of stones, watching. Their jokes were quiet, and they smiled rather than laughed.
They're nice looking folks, aren't they, John?
Yeah, they're nice.
You don't see them all together except on lottery day. Of course, there's Sunday in church, but some go to the Congregationalists and some to the Baptist, and folks like the Dunbars don't go nowhere.
Morning, Mr. Summers.
Morning, Tessie. I've got those patterns in.
I'll be over right after.
John,
Morning, Bill.
I want to talk to you. Hello, Summers.
Morning. Don't worry about me. I've got to see about the box and all for the drawing. Oh, morning, Charlie. How's the folks?
Well, it's the day.
Yeah. You gonna draw?
I've got to. That's the rules.
You said you wouldn't. You sat there in the post office and said you wouldn't.
I know, but I'd have to leave town, and it isn't easy to get another school this late.
Well, anyways, you only draw for yourself. Tessie keeps talking about afters. Starts me to sweating. She keeps talking about buying a pattern up to the summer store after short-waisted, she said.
I suppose you get used to it. I suppose if you've always had it, you don't think about it.
I don't. I lived in the village all my life. I don't get used to it.
Pa, can I stay with Dickie Delacroix? Can I stay with him?
No, you gotta stay with the family, Davy.
Oh, Pa. The other kids got all the stones. Can I just stay with him?
Davy, I said. Davy! Come here, Davy! David! Look at that. He's having fun. All the kids are having fun. Why? That's what I want to know. Why?
You're a farmer. You know the answer.
You told me you couldn't find anything in the books that says it has to be. Stands to reason you'd find it in the books, don't it?
This isn't my part of the country, Hutchinson. I don't make the rules.
Well, don't it stand to reason you could try to find out the truth? That's all I say.
You can't argue with folks about the lottery. I've tried.
No. You can't argue with folks. Well, anyways, it's a nice day for it.
It ain't right. I've been telling them year after year it ain't right.
Now, Grandpa, take it easy.
Now you listen to me, Floyd Summers. I'm the oldest man in the village. For 77 years I've been in the lottery. 77 years.
Yeah, I know that, Mr. Warner, but...
Don't butt me. No, sir, don't butt me. I know what's right about the lottery. It ought to be chips of wood. One chip with the name of every family, all in the big black box.
We can't do it that way, Warner. You know that. The box ain't big enough.
That's the way it was when I was a boy. Chips of wood. None of this here bitty pieces of paper. Paper. What kind of a lottery you expect to have with paper?
Well, there's too many folks in the village for wood anymore.
Nobody pays any mind to the old ways. There ought to be marching, too. I remember marching, and then somebody sort of like chanting like, that's what ought to be on lottery day.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Nobody remembers that anymore.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Nobody remembers. Now, you take that black box.
It's cracking. We ought to make a new one.
A new one? Listen to him, a new box. Why, it used to be the box that they used in my father's time for the lottery. And he told me it's made from the pieces of the box in his grandfather's time. Now you're supposed to be in charge of that box. Why, I seen it year before last lying in Graves' barn. And this year it sat right on the shelf in your store. Now, is that any way to take care of that box? They don't run the lottery the way they used to. Hey, I've been in it for 77 years, and I ought to know.
Tessie, come here.
What? Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Delacroix.
All right, Tessie.
Tessie,
What is it, Bill?
where's Davy?
Playing with the other children. There, by the stones.
Get him over here.
Why?
We're hitching up. Getting out.
Oh, we've got to wait for the drawing. We can't go now.
I said we're going now.
Oh, Bill, don't be silly. First place, we came all the way into the village for the lottery. Second place, Summers won't be open till after. And I want to get those patterns.
After? Don't you understand? Suppose you...
Bill, I'm surprised at you. Why? Nobody else acts this way. You've just got to take it as it comes. You're a farmer. You know that.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, you didn't take on when the hog died of cholera before killing time. You just went on.
But that's different. It just happened. You can't help it if stock gets sick.
See, that's what I mean.
You won't go?
No, I won't. Neither will you. I don't get into the village often, and lottery day is one time I can see all the other women and talk. I'm not going back till it's all over and supper time. My goodness, Bill. You'd think it was something unusual. Lottery comes every year. It always has.
The lottery was conducted, as were the square dances, the teenage club, and the Halloween program by Mr. Summers, who had time and energy to devote to civic affairs. He was a round-faced, jovial man, and the people were sorry for him because he had no children and his wife was a scold. He was busy in the middle of the square with a little black box, setting it up and balancing it on a three-legged stool.
One of you folks want to give me a hand with the box? Mr. Martin?
All right, Floyd.
Here, just hold it on that corner steady there.
Watch his hands, Summers.
Now, we're going to do this fair and square just like always. Now, last night up at the coal company office, Mr. Graves and I made the slips of paper.
It ought to be chips for wood. What kind of piddling lottery can you have with slips of...
Now, Grandpa, don't you interrupt Mr. Summers.
They're in the box here. Anybody wants to can haul them out and check them over. Time now for the swearing in. Mr. Graves will administer the oath to me. I expect, as usual, we'll waive election.
Didn't used to be no election. Used to pass from father to son.
All right. Do you, Floyd Summers, solemnly swear to carry out the duties of this lottery without fear, favor, or prejudice, bias, or any other untoward acts of omission or commission, so help you?
I do.
You tell him, Floyd.
Well, I expect now we're ready. We'll proceed as usual, drawn by family, as according to the rules.
Wait a minute. You wait a minute, Floyd Summers.
Looks like another interruption. Oh, morning, Mrs. Martin.
How do you like that? Clean forgot what day it was. Hello, Tessie.
Morning.
Thought my old man was out back stacking wood. Then I looked out the window and the kids was gone, and I remembered it was the 27th and came a-running. Did I miss anything?
Oh, you're in time. They're still talking away up there.
We was just beginning, Mrs. Martin. Now you just take your place with your family.
Hands still wet from the dishwater.
Well, now I guess we better get started. Let's get this over with so we can get back to work. Ain't everybody here? Huh? Well, now this ain't the drawing. Just checking the list now. Adams? Well, glad to see you. I missed you last Saturday. Allen.
I guess you made it after all, huh, Mrs. Martin?
Anderson?
Well, now, Tessie, between you and me, I knew it was lottery day, but you wouldn't have me leave the dishes in the sink now, would you?
Delacroix. Dunbar?
Where's Dunbar?
Dunbar, come on.
Who draws for Dunbar? Clyde broke his leg, didn't he? Now, who's drawing for him?
Well, I guess I draw.
Oh, that's right. That's the rule. Wife draws for husband. Except you've got a grown boy to do it for you, haven't you, Janie?
Well, Horace is not but 16 yet. Guess I gotta fill in for the old man this year.
All right. I've got that checked. Watson boy drawing for this year. Yeah? Oh, there you are, Charlie. Good to see your mother's got a man to do it. I suppose old man Warner's here.
You know darn well I'm here, Floyd Summers. I was just talking to you. I ain't missed a lottery in 77 years.
All right, Warner. I was just joking. Well, that gets the list straight. All the rest is straight families. Unless anybody's got anything to add. We're ready for the drawing.
No, I got nothing to say.
Now then. Adams?
Adams is coming.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Just draw anyone. Don't look at it till after. Next. Adamson. Right. That does it. Anderson.
It seems like they changed the order of drawing, don't it, Tessie?
Oh, no, that's the way it's always been.
Seems like there's just no time at all between lotteries anymore. Seems like we got through with the last one only last week. I declare the way time flies.
Time sure goes fast.
Delacroix.
There goes my old man.
Now, don't worry, Agnes.
Dunbar.
That's you, Janie.
Well, if you ladies will excuse me.
Come on, Janie. You're holding us up.
There she goes.
I'm coming.
Folks shouldn't hold up the lottery. It takes up a perfectly good morning as it is. Last year, I didn't get time for half the things I meant to do in town.
You're right, Tessie. My old man says he don't like lottery day because I always run the bill up at Summers' sky high.
Gunderson? John Gunderson?
There goes the schoolmaster.
I'm not going to draw, Mr. Summers.
Now, John, you know the rules. This is your second year in the village.
I know, but I'm not going to draw.
Now don't be contrary, boy.
Everybody draws in the lottery. What makes you better, schoolmaster?
I don't believe in it.
Now, that ain't the point, John, and you know it.
Listen to him. He don't believe in the lottery. You hear that?
Now take it easy, Grandpa.
Why, we've always had the lottery. Everyone knows that. Always have and always will.
Over in the North Village, they're talking of giving up the lottery.
A pack of crazy fools in the North Village. Listen to this idiot. Nothing's good enough for him. Next thing you know, they'll be wanting to go back to living in caves. Nobody work anymore. Live like that for a while and,
They don't have the lottery up where I come from. Stopped it years ago.
Yeah, maybe so, but we ain't fools. Not here. Used to be a saying. Lottery in June, corn'll grow soon. You listen to him with his books and ciphering. First thing you know, we'll all be eating stewed chickweed and acorns.
You're right, Grandpa.
Yeah, sure. There's always been a lottery. Bad enough it ain't what it used to be, with Floyd Summers up there joking and all. But there's always been a lottery.
But why? Why? I tell you, they stopped it up north. More villages every year, and their corn grows just as high.
Nothing but trouble in that pack of fools.
Now you ain't no farmer, Gunderson. Old Man Warner's right.
Yes, sir.
Lottery in June, corn'll grow soon. That's the way it's always been.
You can't get around that, schoolmaster. Lottery in June.
But nobody knows. You've never tried. You just go on and on every year the same way.
Hey, you're darn tootin'. We're gonna keep going on just like that, like we've always done. What call has a young outsider to talk like that on the way of Lottery Day? That's what I'd like to know.
Now, don't get all worked up, Grandpa.
77 years I've been coming to Lottery Day.
But can't you see there's no reason for it? No reason. Year after year, for generations, on June 27th? If you'd only think, if you'd only try, if you were willing to use reason instead of blind obedience to crazy outworn tradition.
That'll be enough now, John. You spoke your piece. Now we better get down to business. Rules say if anybody bolts, the committee draws for him. Now ain't that right, folks?
Certainly is. That's right.
Now, I'm going to call you again regular and proper. If you stand mute, we'll go right on and draw for you. Now, which is it?
All right. I'll go.
Fine. Now, let's get on. Hutchinson? Bill Hutchinson?
Get on up there, Bill.
There goes your man, Tessie.
Imagine the school teacher making such a fuss. He's no better than the rest. Everybody draws on Lottery Day.
All right, sir. Now the last one. Warner?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
All right, Grandpa. Take it easy. No rush.
This makes the 77th year I've been in the lottery. Yes, sir. 77 times.
Draw your slip now.
Yep.
All right. It's done. Martin, close the box.
Who's got it? What family?
I ain't got it.
Grandpa, let me see your paper. Let me see it.
You let go of my hand, you hear? I can take care of myself.
Ma, is it us? Ma, is it us?
Well, for goodness sake, what family is it? Who's got it?
All right, folks. Now let's do this orderly. Come on. Now, what family's got the black slip?
It's the Hutchinsons. There! Look, Bill Hutchinson's got it.
Peggy, you run and tell your father it's the Hutchinsons. Go on, run.
It isn't fair. Floyd Summers, I saw you. You didn't give him time to take any slip he wanted. I saw you. It isn't fair.
Now, Tessie, be a good sport.
All of us took the same chance. It isn't fair, I tell you. It isn't fair.
Shut up, Tessie.
Well, now, everybody. That was done pretty fast. Just 1 hour and 2 minutes. Now we've got to be hurrying a little more to get done before noon.
It wasn't fair!
Now, Bill, let's see. You draw for the Hutchinson family, don't you? You got any other households in the Hutchinsons?
There's Don and Ava. Make them take their chance. Make them draw.
Now, Tessie, Eva's your daughter, but she's married now. Daughters draw with their husbands' families. You know that as well as anyone else.
It wasn't fair!
I guess that's it, Floyd. My daughter draws with her husband's family. That's only fair.
Well, now, Bill?
I guess there's just us, Floyd. Davy, Tessie, and me.
All right now. And as far as drawing for families is concerned, it's you. And as far as drawing for households is concerned, that's you too?
Yes, that's right.
Martin, you give me the tickets for the Hutchinsons, all 3 of them. You got their tickets back?
I got them. They're in the box, Floyd.
All set then.
I think we ought to start over.
Now, Tessie.
I tell you, it wasn't fair. He didn't give him time enough to choose. Everybody saw that.
We'll have to get on now. Are you ready, Bill?
Listen, everybody. Listen, you've got to listen. It wasn't fair. You could see that.
Ready, Bill?
Ready.
Davy picks first, then you, then Tessie. Now, you got that? Here, help little Dave.
Davy, come here.
Sure, Pa.
It wasn't fair. Mrs. Delacroix, you could see. They didn't give him time.
Now, don't make a fuss, Tessie. It ain't fitting.
All right now, Bill. You take the slips and keep them folded till everybody picks. Come on, Davy.
Go on, son.
Now, Davy, I want you to pick a piece of paper out of the box and hold it tight. You understand?
Sure, Mrs. Summers.
All right. Pick now. Just one paper, Davy.
I got one.
Good. Now you better hold it for him, Martin.
All set.
All right, Bill. One paper. That's right. Now, Tessie.
No, oh no. No, it wasn't fair.
Tessie, you gotta draw.
Come on, Tessie.
All right. All right.
I hope it ain't the child. Don't seem right.
Yeah, it's not the way it used to be. I'll tell you, it ought to be chips of wood. Lottery ain't like it used to be. Yeah, people ain't the way they used to be.
Quiet now, folks. Now, let's open the papers. Davy?
Come on, Davy. Open up your paper.
There's nothing on it.
Wow. Bill?
Mine's blank.
And I guess it's Tessie.
Oh no. No.
Show us her paper, Bill. Just the rules.
Tessie, open your hand.
No. 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 No.
Come on now.
No.
Open your hand.
Yep, it's Tessie, all right.
Ma, I'm going over by the pile of stones, all right?
All right, folks, let's finish quickly now.
No. 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 It isn't fair. Oh, Bill. Bill. No, Bill.
It's too late, Tessie. There's nothing I can do.
Come on, Mrs. Delacroix. We better get a good stone before they're all gone.
Oh, Dickie'll save one for me.
Well, hurry up. She'll be running soon.
It wasn't fair. There wasn't time. Oh, Bill. Bill, please. Bill.
You heard him, Tessie. Lottery in June. Corn will grow soon.
It isn't true. It isn't true.
Ma, here's a stone for you. Here, Ma.
Aw, that's a nice boy, Dickie. What a nice big stone.
Well, you'll have to go ahead and I'll catch up with you. Can't run at all with arthritis in my knees.
All right. There's Davy. Davy! Davy, come here.
Yes, ma'am?
Now, here's a little stone for you. Take it.
Sure.
Now you come along with me, Davy.
Sure. I don't want to miss the fun. We've got to run after Ma now, huh?
That's right, Davy. Come on.
It isn't fair! Listen, everybody, they didn't give him time. It wasn't fair.
Come on, everybody. Agnes?
Come on, Davy. Throw your stone. Go on, throw your stone.
It isn't fair! It isn't right! Oh, Bill! Bill, you can't let them! Not me! It can't be me! Oh, it wasn't fair! They can't do it to me! Agnes! Emily, you can't! You can't really! Not me!
Go on, Davy. Now, throw your stone.
No! No, not the stones! No, it isn't right! Oh, Davy! Davy! My own baby! Don't!
Ugh.
It was all over by noon. The sun was hot on the square, and the men stood around the blacksmith shop, smoking and talking about planting and tractors and taxes. And the women gathered in summers and bought yard goods and patterns and notions. The little children played in the dust, throwing pebbles at each other. The lottery was over for this year. Lottery in June, corn will grow soon. Next year? Next June 27th? Well, maybe we'll learn. Maybe there'll be no lottery. Maybe we'll begin to reason, to find the truth. Maybe we'll find out we don't have to pick out folks in the lottery just because our fathers and their fathers did it, because it always was that way. Maybe next year there won't be a lottery. It's up to all of us. Chances are, there will be, though.
You have been listening to Bergen Stage's Radio Theater's performance of The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. The adaptation was by Ernest Kanoy. Featured in today's episode, Mrs. Summers was Legionitis, Floyd Summers was David Legrand, Agnes Delacroix was Aaron Ingersoll, Dickie Delacroix was Rob Kirshner, Bill Hutchison was Ray Parente, Davy Hutchison was Mark Cruz, and Tessie Hutchison was Christine Dunning. The schoolmaster was Alexander Preziosi, Mr. Warren was Karl Marx, Laura was Sarah Villarini, Mr. Martin was Peter Helf, Mrs. Martin was Alana Bronco, Mrs. Dunbar was Stella Berrettini, Mr. Dunbar was Dean Matson, Mr. Graves was Jim Bumgardner, Mrs. Graves was Victoria Youngerman, and your narrator was Kayla Haskins. Dean Matson is also our recording engineer and sound effects creator. Marianne Coe is our video engineer, and I am Jim Bumgardner, your host. Thank you to Bergen Community College, the BCC Office of Student Life, and the BCC Media Technologies Department. Please join us again for another episode of Bergen Stage's Radio Theater soon, and be sure to catch some of our earlier episodes available online. Until next time, don't touch that dial, and if you do, remember to disinfect it first.